Do you know what it is that we're showing today?
Yeah, imagine activists for animals.
Yeah. And have you seen footage like this before?
Actually, yeah.
Okay, cool. And what do you know about these industries and what happens to animals in them?
They're pretty cruel.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
mass production of products.
Yeah. Driven by profit and driven by consumer greed and choices. And when you see animals being treated like this, what does it make you feel?
Of course, bad.
Yeah. Okay. And would you say you personally contribute to what's going on inside here?
I imagine, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But, like, I also wonder, what alternatives do we have?
Well, we have lots. We have loads and loads. So everybody here is vegan. Have you heard of vegans before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't consume any animal products, and the beauty is we now live in a time where we can do that. You know, we don't have to go out into the forest and hunt animals and kill them anymore. And this is completely unnatural and egregiously cruel. We because we have these choices, we can live in a way that seeks to reduce this suffering that we cause to animals. Would you say you also want to live in a way that kind of reduces that animal suffering?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
So we've established some things already. We've established that this is cruel. We've established that we can now live in a world where we can get these vegan options and we don't have to buy these products anymore. And you've also said that you personally contribute to this and you also want to decrease your impact on these animals. Why would we keep paying for cruelty when it's unnecessary?
I imagine, like, well, we have the option, right? But,
Yeah.
for example, if you just have 2 or 3 euros
Yes.
and you have not eaten anything,
Yeah.
you may not be able to afford a vegan option, right?
Yeah. Well.
Well, fortunately, it is not our case, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see like we can make the first step.
Yeah. So there was a study that was done last year by the University of Oxford in the UK, and it said that in high-income countries, so like Germany and like the UK where I'm from, and like Canada where Zoe's from, basically you can actually decrease your food costs by up to 1/3 by eating a fully vegan diet.
Really?
And the reason is because if you think about when you go into the supermarket, okay, you're not eating out every day, but when you buy your food in the supermarket, what are the cheapest items in the supermarket? The fruits, the veggies, the canned goods, the legumes, the grains, the breads, these sort of staples. These are the staples of a vegan diet. So you can do it in a very cheap way. But even then, even if it was a bit more difficult, and even if it might have been a bit more expensive, and even when you've got 3 euros in your bank account, vegan options, 3, whereas the non-vegan options 2.
Okay.
What do you think the animals would want? That's the most important question.
Now, for example, what do you do? For example, I want to be vegan, but there's not enough protein in the diet.
Okay.
For example, I go to the gym.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah. So the thing is that.
So where do you? So first question is where do the animals get their protein from?
From plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But the cow has 4 stomachs. I can digest the same as a plant.
Yeah. So what we need to establish is that the leading dietetics associations and pretty much the scientific community is unanimous in that not only can you get loads of protein, enough protein on a vegan diet, but you can actually build muscle, go to the gym, get your gains in, and thrive. And there are so many vegan bodybuilders and sports people that can attest to that.
He's vegan over there.
Yeah. So it's totally doable. And if you think about it logically, the animals get the protein from plants, so can we, and I think it's 9 essential amino acids that you need from your diet are present in plant foods. You might need to go online and you might need to say, okay, do some research, inform yourself, just like you would need to on a normal diet. What do I need? What foods have these amino acids in? And then you can do it.
Humans are also animals, right?
Oh yeah.
We also need
Of course, I agree.
And we are designed to eat meat and also.
How are we designed to eat meat? In what way?
Because our body is biologically.
Okay, so what is it about our bodies?
We can tolerate meat, right?
Yeah, but just because we can tolerate something doesn't mean we should. We can tolerate poison in very small doses. Doesn't mean we should eat poison.
Right, but like our body is made to function with meat, and also it can traffic meat, right?
Yeah.
As also the other animals.
But just because we can do something, does that mean we should do something?
Okay, you got
What do you think? Can you think of any examples where I could do something to another human here because I am of my strength and my physical capabilities, but that's not justified just because I can do it? Can you think of any examples?
Yeah, of course. Like,
right. Our ancestors that lived hundreds of thousands of years ago were living in a completely different time to us today. Right now we live in our centrally heated homes. We're in Alexanderplatz. You've got 30 vegan restaurants up the road there, and you've got all the items in the supermarket. And we know that you not only can you be healthy, but you can thrive on a plant-based diet. That's what we know, right?
Yeah.
So never mind any of this other stuff. Let's think about what can we do now in 2023 that means that this doesn't have to go on.
For example, what do you think about? Do you know halal food?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So these methods of eating meat, but in a humane way.
Okay.
What do you think about it?
So firstly, we need to establish what does the word humane mean.
Letting the animal live
Okay.
a good life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, first, in halal at least, it's like that. Like, be grateful about the food, right?
Okay.
Because the animal is giving their life, but
Are they giving up their life, or are we taking it from them?
we're taking it, but
So they're not giving it, are they?
right, but
But that's,
you know, that is
So-
the rule of life. Like, for example,
Yeah.
a lion, it's a zebra.
Yeah, absolutely. But a lion does so because they have to. We don't. They have a necessity to do that. Otherwise, they die. They're in a survival situation. We are not. Okay, we'll come back to halal in a moment. But you mentioned the word humane. So, if I were to look up in a dictionary, what does humane mean? You'd find that it means to show compassion and benevolence, and basically to be kind. That's what it means. So then we have to say, can it ever be compassionate and can it ever be kind to take the life of an animal who doesn't want to die and doesn't need to die? What do you think about that?
It is not okay. Yeah, I agree.
So can it ever be? So is it humane then to kill somebody when we don't have to?
I would guess no.
Well, I could come here with a gun right now and I could shoot you in the back of the head. I could do it in a way that you'd feel very little pain. But that doesn't make it kind, does it? It doesn't make it benevolent, doesn't make it compassionate. And the reason it's not is because you value your life and your existence and you want to live. And those three things, to value your life, to want to live, and to value your existence, they're also shared by animals. They're also shared by these beings here. So this cow that's in the stun box right now, do you think they want to die?
Of course not.
Just like the way we don't want to die, they also enjoy their life and value their existence. What do you think about that?
Okay, it is interesting.
You mentioned halal earlier. Describe to me what a halal killing looks like.
So, recently my friend described it as you got the animal, right?
Yeah.
You first, it depends, like, it all starts how you treat the animal.
Okay.
It's like, right?
Yeah.
So you give him good food,
Okay.
not only to be well nurtured, but to the animal to be right?
Yeah.
A good place to live,
Yeah.
and then when the time's gone,
Okay.
then
You take them to a slaughterhouse. Yeah.
No, not necessarily. The thing
Okay.
is that, they do know that the process is cruel, right?
Yeah.
Taking a life.
Yeah.
But they do it in a painful way because
Okay.
they realize the animal is giving, it is not giving, right?
Yeah.
You are killing the animal, but you're recognizing
Okay.
that the animal, you are going to use the animal, right?
Okay. But does it matter for the animal whether you're going to use them or what? They don't care what happens to them after they're dead.
True.
It's the same experience regardless of what you do, so that's kind of irrelevant. So in halal slaughter, at least in the UK, and it might be a bit different here, but the main difference is that the animals aren't stunned beforehand. So they're not bolt gunned in the head first, which means they're hung upside down and their throats are so their 4 arteries in their throat is cut with one sharp blade. But then what happens is the animal has to then drain the blood out before they lose consciousness. So depending on the species, they can literally be bleeding to death with their throat cut for up to 2 minutes. That's what halal is, at least in the UK. So do you think that's kind again, or
Nah.
No, right. Because we don't have to do it, and that's the other thing. It's not necessary.
Okay.
You said earlier, I can't remember, did you say take their life, you said in a tasteful way? Did you say that? Or in a
grateful.
In a grateful way,
yeah.
Right. So if I came up to you, would you be grateful if I hung you upside down in a slaughterhouse and slit your throat?
No, the thing is that...
Nah, you
no,
wouldn't be
of course
grateful,
not.
would you?
But at the moment, I have always viewed life as a great system, right?
Yeah,
We all
okay.
have our designation, our job, right?
Okay, yeah.
In the animal kingdom, for example, lion is a zebra.
Yeah. But why does a lion eat a zebra?
Because it needs to.
Right. Again, we're at this point of necessity. We are not in a situation of necessity. Is the lion able to sit down and contemplate and consider the morality of eating animals, or is the lion just doing it to survive? That's the other difference. We have moral agency.
Yeah, you're fully convinced me there.
I think we've agreed on almost everything. So, what are you going to do with this conversation? What are you going to do that means the animals don't have to go through this?
I'm gonna look for vegan options. Yeah.
Nice. They're there. They're almost everywhere in this city, you know? And
yeah, actually, yeah.
In some parts of the world, okay, it's a little bit more difficult. You have to be a bit more resourceful. You have to do a bit more planning. But somewhere like here, it's super easy. And you know, we have alternatives. They don't have an alternative life. They get one life. They get one existence. And we take it from them.
I actually well, I already learned about the vegan, but I think I got a bigger lesson about, I don't know.
Well, listen, I'll give you this card. It's got some more information on about sort of, so food and health underneath here. You can work out, you know, like you can work out where you're getting your protein from, because you said you go to the gym. All you need to do is type into Google best plant-based protein sources, and boom, 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 you'll get recipes, you'll get all sorts of great stuff.
All right, then I'm gonna look into it.
Cool. Well, it's been a great conversation, and I think, like I said, I think you actually agreed with everything. There was nothing that you sort of pushed me back on. So, you know, the final thing I would say is try and look at this from the perspective of the victim involved. Next time you're in the supermarket, or maybe you forget about this conversation. Maybe you wake up tomorrow and you're going to the supermarket and you've got the beef mince in front of you, or you've got the halal beef mince, or you've got the veggie mince, or the tofu or whatever. When you're making that choice, put yourself in the shoes of these animals and ask yourself, if I was in their position, what would I want to happen to me? Just that simple question. And almost always it gives you the answer.